Dire team ban. Virtus.pro's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Virtus.pro's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
Naga Siren.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
Slada. Life Stealer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to ban.
Visage.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Lion.
Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
Beastmaster.
Dire team pick.
Hyper.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to bat.
Dazzle.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.pro's turn to pick.
Terror Blade.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes.
bargain.
Total spawnage.
That is right. Epicenter XL is beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Day number 1. We got the one best of 3 coming at you. We got Virtus.pro versus Pain Gaming. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Grant. You ready, man?
I'm sure ready. I'm sad we were supposed to have 2 games today, but unfortunately, complexities, you know, they were struck by lightning.
They
not metaphorically, yeah.
Not them themselves, but the plane.
Yeah.
There were some issues there. They lost their luggage. It was a poor, you know, day for them, to say the least.
But we got a don't see many lines. I mean, VP is one of the few teams who picks it. I think up there, Newbie does as well. But I mean, Lion, I think he got buffed a lot. They didn't really talk about it much. And I think that slow on the mana drain is going to be really good. So
yeah,
we're ready to get in this game.
Well, you know, more on top of that with the line, we were talking about the possible final picks for Pain Gaming, and you know, Chaos Knight was thrown out, but the idea that he can insta kill those illusions. But we also did bring up Terrorblade, you know, in the Lifestealer matchup, he likes that. Yeah. But again, there still is that, right? There still is that with the Lion, he can insta kill those illusions. Do you think that's a concern that Pain Gaming is going to have to deal with?
I think it's a little bit of concern, but Lion just doesn't find much already.
Solo's dead.
He's going to go down.
It's been going to the game here. We gets first blood on Visage. Well, that's a great start, to say the least, for Pain Gaming.
Yeah, it is. And I think the biggest thing is you give HFN a hero. I think Pain Gaming's one of those teams. He used to just solo carry this team, right? Like, with Arms, they would always give Arms, what, a Razor or something like that. With Weehaw now, you have someone to back HFN up, but still, giving him this Terrorblade, I mean, you win a fight past 30 minutes, that could just be the enemy team's base.
Yeah, it was interesting, too, the point that Kyle was bringing up as the analysis there, the idea that the lack of creep wave clear coming out from Virtus.pro. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that truly is going to be an issue, or are you not as concerned about it as with Kyle is?
I think it could be. I think VP has to, like Kyle did say, is take over this early game and be up a couple thousand, because if Terrorblade is 2,000-3,000 up on everyone, you can't even clear his illusions besides that line, and it's going to be extremely tough too.
I do love to see the Morphling though, man. Ramsey's playing Morphling, obviously a pretty iconic combo right there. He has definitely proven he can dominate with that hero. Also very good on the Terrorblade matchup, but yeah, you see here middle lane.
He's going to get it too, it looks like, and that's huge. That's way bigger than a first blood. You just kill off not only the chicken, his ring of regen.
Oh, that's big.
That is a ton of gold, and
it almost takes away that first blood from Weehaw. It does, because that was all the gold from the first blood, right? Yep.
That's a huge thing. It takes away from your team. Your carry might want to bring more regen. Look at Roger. He's already used most of his regen, and it's going to be interesting.
Terrorblade with that new wand recipe.
No mango.
That's still going to be interesting to see, man, as far as that wand goes. But yeah, Ramsey's in the top lane. And what are these lane setups, by the way? So Ramsey is going aggressive lane, and his supports are coming in, it looks like.
Yeah, and VP always does this, right? You never know where they're going to be. You see Pasha on a lifesteal, like, wow, an off lane. Who would have guessed? But he's in the safe lane. A little bit of harass, but Tavo, tons of armor plus that stout shield, double mango. Beastmaster's going to be fine. And yeah, we see 2-1-2 lane from Pain, but VP, they're content with doing a tri-lane.
Bottom lane Lifestealer at half-life, so Pasha having to be somewhat careful. So again, a Pasha Lifestealer, technically the off-lane player. Obviously he's playing the safe lane, but they're not necessarily prioritizing farm on him.
You see his items? Yeah,
so he's obviously a daily bonus hero here, plus more on top of that.
I still can't believe that. That's one of those weird changes. If you random one of those heroes, what do you get? You get 2 mangoes, and a fairy fire, and a branch? It's something crazy like that.
It's absurd.
Yeah, middle lane, you always talk about Viper, or everyone talks about Viper wanting to just dominate his lane, and I mean, it's kind of hard. Visage is one of those heroes that can actually match up decently against, you know, that lane-dominating Viper.
In the confident hands of as we stressed earlier, you see top lane.
Yeah, Viper is owning.
Is he 11-3 versus a 4-0? Wow, so as you're saying that.
Yeah, he's owning.
Viper's doing pretty damn good, so again, great news for Virtus.pro. Do you think that's, I mean, Weehaw's a great player. No one's considered one of the best, let's be honest, in the world, David. Do you think that is a player thing there?
I think it could be in that top lane, though. It looks like Tavo. He should just go down here pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't see him surviving to this one. There goes a hero block trying to set it up for Ramsey's. Great execution for Virtus.pro, and they take their first kill of the game. See, back to bottom lane, Pasha, he's just hiding. Obviously not giving much to the opposition, so it kind of goes back to Terrorblade. He is having a great start, but now with the Morphling kill, you have Viper dominating that middle lane matchup. Is it safe to say Virtus.pro, they're off to a decent start here, Grant?
I think they're pretty happy. Obviously, the Terrorblade is the biggest concern, but if you shut down this Visage, like, you're winning 2 out of 3 lanes. More than likely, everyone's been talking about, oh, it's so lane-centric nowadays, and if you're winning more than half lanes, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, you see the headdress coming out, so it is going to be a helm with a Dominator from Weehaw. Of course, in general, this item is still a very strong item, to say the least. Visage, definitely a hero you almost expect to see it on, so no surprises from you, I'm guessing, with that pickup. Hold that thought, though, because Lion top lane is in a lot of trouble. Don't have the Earth Spike. Ramsey's doing what he can with some auto attacks. Actually going for the turncoat on Naga Siren. Going to wait for him backwards, and Lion will be cut down by the Wild Axes, and a kill for Pain Gaming.
Yeah, he wanted to save those axes, possibly get a double, but had to use them to bring down solo, but still, I mean, early game kills, right? Throughout all these new patches we're getting, early game kills still don't mean that much. As Kyle always talks about, if you get three denies and like 1 last hit is better than a hero kill this early in the game, which is it's weird, but it's also, you know, win your lane.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Speaking of that, Viper winning the lane quite a bit, and I go back to especially how the game is starting for Weehaw here, as you do see a setup. Tavo does go down once again at the top lane, but you see Slaughter camping that middle lane. He is looking for the angle. Was that a solo kill, by the way? No, Lion was up there, but we were unable to catch it on camera, unfortunately. Tavo, 4 minutes in. No, that's King already actually solo going at it, so Solo will pick it up, well placed with the Earth Spike. But back to the middle lane now, you see Roger landing the crush. There's an Arcane respawn. Roger will be like, yeah, I'm going to take that Weehaw. Going for the TP, and it's successful initially, but he's dead in the fountain. Too much dot.
That's rough, and you see the early metamorphosis here. I think this, yeah, he's just going to pop it, go for this tower, go for the denies, and it just feels, you're glad your Terrorblade's farming, but you're getting dominated in most of the other lanes. I mean, Morph's only 1 CS up on the Beastmaster, but 6 denies, and his supports have controlled the bounty runes, and bounty runes are really important. Kyle doesn't agree. That's one thing I'm like, Kyle, there's a reason you're off of Cole. Oh, bounty runes are, I don't mean that, of course, in that way, but bounty runes are super important, and you see VP, they're just all over these runes.
That they are, definitely total control, and again, a very good team right now, to say the least, so showing what makes them great as far as one of the many things, of course. So bottom lane, though, I mean, again, mentioned Terrorblade, Metamorphosis now wearing off, so he is right now the shining star, no doubt, for Pain, but you still look back at those issues. 1 is, again, the instant illusion killer, and then 2 is the idea, actually there's 3, because 2 is the idea of the Morphling, a great matchup against Terrorblade with the morphability and everything, and then there's the fact that Terrorblade is working off some nerfs here from the patch that just came out. So it's, again, we're going to really see how a pretty farmed Terrorblade may turn out post-patch now.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see, because I'm not a big fan of this like whole Terrorblade, you know, hey, we just won a team fight, we just won the game. He was our only farming hero. Everyone else, the Radiant side was beating him, but Terrorblade can do that. Yeah. Be interesting to see if that still happens here.
Topo top lane is going to go back in. I mean, his farm is actually okay as well, 19 and 4. As far as CS is looking, Morphling definitely a step up, though. You see middle. No one might be collapsed on here. The ensnare coming out. There's a poison touch. Heal bomb to set up great damage from the heal bomb, and now no one having respect it. Pops out the Viper Strike. He's looking to run, and actually will survive. Yeah, I don't think the poison touch is going to finish him off. He has a very far worst case. There is the shallow grave to make sure King RD stays alive. So ultimately, after all that, 3 versus 1, nobody ends up dying.
And that's also one of those, he knows the Visage is going to go 2-0-2 instead of getting a point in Soul Rip, so
true.
He knows he won't get bursted down.
Oh, meanwhile, King RD found off to the side. Looks like he was going for some regen rune control, and unfortunately that cost him his life. In fact, no one getting credit for the kill, so VP will gladly take that. Weehaw looking to respond against no one right there with a Grave Joe. Roger running in now, sewed enough for the poisons. Out comes the crush, and that should be a kill. No one's taking some good turn damage, but not enough to take him out in the end. And King RD wants immediate revenge on Roger. Roger, crush, he's going to run. No one's cutting him off. It looks like, well, maybe Dazzle. Can Dazzle get over here? No, he cannot. Roger's a little bit too slippery and fast.
Look at this, 7 minutes in, almost a 3,000 gold lead. Even with your Terrorblade being by far the top CS, you're giving 2 other cores so much, and we've seen Pasha do this time and again. No matter what hero, he survives. That's all he has to do, just survive and, you know, get a little bit of farm. And that's what he's done. He's actually 3rd on the net worth chart.
Pasha just got his phase boots that may help him right here to escape. What a juke from Pasha. He felt it coming, and leaves even a dance in their face.
Classic.
Classic dance as, you know, making the taunt play. Obviously, a great escape on himself. And look at there's a scan. He knows people are here now for sure. He's going to back off. He's actually going to see Duster, say hello, and then walk it off. Meanwhile, middle lane, Weehaw, more harassment. Maybe a kill coming to this. No level 6 yet on Solo, obviously, but not absolutely needed. Weehaw going down again. Solo actually credit for the kill, but no one definitely doing most of the damage.
I just don't even know what you do in this middle lane now. No. So he's at level 8 already. You're barely level 6 on this Visage, and you're just getting destroyed.
Well, speaking of Helm of the Dominator, Viper's also going in for it, but he has a Ring of Acula. He also had, his boots finished on top of that, so he's going that plus what he has already. And I'm pretty sure we don't have it on Visage yet either, so not the strongest start for him, once again, to say the least. Roger, 8-minute rune. He's been doing a hell of a job with those bounty runes. It goes back to the point that you're making earlier, Grant. Yeah,
and look at Solo top lane as well. He's going to secure those two. That's just gold. A ton of gold. And, well, maybe he won't get this one. Duster, he wants it, but the stun. And, I mean, look at that money. He got 92 times 2. I mean, that's 180 free gold. Solo as well top. Hasn't picked up one, but that's a 360 gold swing just from picking up runes, just standing there.
That's fair.
That's a lot of gold.
2,000 net worth lead right now overall for Virtus.pro. Maybe closer to the 3,000 range, but keep looking back at that. You see Morphling finishing his power treads. Are we going to say the Lincolns here on Morphling? Is that still the, Lincolns into the Ethereal Blade, you think?
I think it depends. You can go, obviously, a Dragonlance. Ramses has done it more than a few times if you really want to go fighter build, but I think this is going to be a 4v5 game where Ramses is just trying to outfarm HFN on the Terrorblade, so I think it could be a Lincoln's.
All right, now it's a pretty even matchup. Terrorblade does have the slight advantage, but again, it is really all him. Then you have Viper and Morphling right behind him. Speaking of Morphling again, he's at the top lane doing the shift here and tanking up, so he'll be fine. He actually has plenty of support coming over, both the Slaughter and the Lion. Currently invis from that smoke. Duster, oh, he's in trouble. He did not know, for good reason, with that smoke play. So they should be able to get this. Now we have the Shallow Grave, and there we go. Ramses will guarantee to get the kill on Duster.
I'm actually surprised by Solo's skill build. He goes 2-2, pardon me, mana drain has been like super buffed with the slow and all that, but I mean, Solo's doing a great job. He just gets a few kills and then dies, and he's full mana again.
Well, middle lane, meanwhile, they're going in. No one looking for the play. Gets done initially, but not enough. The Shallow Creep on himself. Duster misplayed right there. He double tapped the W perhaps, trying to go for the save onto Weehaw. Unfortunately, didn't really do it in the end. So they lose 2, but yeah, I saw you had your hand on your forehead. That's an unfortunate misplay against one of the top teams in the world. You really can't have that.
Yeah, it's nerves. He dusted himself. That's rough. And look at this, 9-2, 4,000 gold lead. The Viper is, I mean, this is a hero that, I mean, it's not like a Terrorblade who, I make illusions, I can go farm the jungle, maybe get some bounty runes as well. It's a Viper who just stays in lane and dominates it, and he is just out farming them all.
Ramses shifting over to strength, so you see all of a sudden, he looks low, not so much, he's comfortable. Just gonna walk it off. Speaking of HFN, he's now at the top lane. It looks like Pain Gaming making the call. We need to rotate, perhaps use another Metamorphosis form to push the top tower. Look at Pasha, by the way. First off, he's still sitting on the triple mango, which I find hilarious. Second off, he's going Radiant still. This is technically an off-lane under-farmed lifestealer. Is Radiant still a play, you think?
I think it is. It makes you like something on the map, right? Like, what else are you going to get? A Sanjin Yasha where you right-click a little better? You already have Viper to do that. You just want to run in there, give your miss percentage, and the burn damage, if you get it early enough, is fine. And
well, what about the old-school armlet build? What would be wrong with that this game, you think?
I mean, you're just, what are you really doing? You're giving yourself some armor, some damage. I think they just want to, get to a certain point.
Oh, Prom Aurora, they use it in return. You're just kind of walking on up. No one else takes a heal bomb. He's getting low himself. Tavo can now finish him off, though. Ramsey's off to the side. Solo, he's rotating in. Again, no Finger of Death just yet. Only level 5. I believe Sunder's still ready. No, it's actually in a mana currently on HFN. Making it in. There's the Finger of Death. Not enough damage for the kill. The waveform will finish the job, though. Now they're going for Terrorblade. Remember, again, no Sunder. He doesn't have the mana for it. Shallow Cave will keep him alive, but he's basically dead at this point. Trying to go for the turn kill, that's not going to work. HFN goes down. No one is unstoppable, apparently, and he wants more out of this. Duster, though, the Adaptive Strike will put him in a stun, and there's the final auto attack. No one will actually take it. Double kill for him. 12-3 start, 5,000 net worth lead for Virtus.pro.
And that whole time, the Viper had his Helm of the Dominator creep middle, took the tower when everyone was fighting. They're winning multiple lanes at once without him to do anything, and Roger, he might go down, but he's not even gonna die. He's a level 4 Slaughter anyways. The kill really doesn't accomplish too much.
Yeah, that's a great point to bring up. This is going to be, you know, another death on him, and that's like, it's one of those cases like, okay, yes, you want to get kills, but as you suggested there, that's an under-farm slaughter. It's really not getting much out of it. Now, he does get 200 plus gold for it, so can you still make it happen, of course, but he's sitting on a, you know, Ring of Basilisk currently with that Helm of the Dominator. Obviously an under-farm start for Weehaw. He doesn't even have boots just yet. He just picked up that Blight Zone. Now he needs to run out of here. Will that Gravekeeper's Cloak keep him alive? Another TP in from Viper. Has the ultimate. Going to activate it onto him right there. The break effect is up as well. He is melting away. King RD goes for the sleep. Is it enough to save him? No, it's not. Down goes Weehaw again, and King RD, all they can do is just walk away in shame. Not much more.
Might be able to catch him. They just keep chasing, yeah. But I think one of the bigger things too is your Helm of the Dominator creeps are worth 200 gold now, right? So Weehaw just fed himself away and that 200 gold creep. That is a lot more gold. Like, it adds up. It used to be 125, and they find him.
Rogers, well, he kind of found them, and all of a sudden his team is gone. I mean,
pop back.
It was a little awkward. Let's talk about that for a second. You can tell, first off, with the spam, they're having some fun with this, but buying back early on, we're seeing this a lot more ever since that change.
Doesn't do much. Yeah, I mean, you can just go up right there. He gave 186 gold away. He just buys back, loses a little bit. Guess what? He kills 4 creeps or gets 2 bounty runes. 2 bounty runes counteracts that.
It makes sense. Yeah, especially supports, we've been seeing that a lot more of.
It's crazy how valuable bounty runes really can be.
Yeah. Top lane. This is both supports going for the kill on Roger. It looks like HFN is making his way in as well. They get snare initially. I mean, again, but it goes back to this point. It's like, yes, you're getting a hero kill every once in a while, but it happens to be always on the slaughter, it feels like. And is that really the most? You have a freaking you know, item coming for Lifestealer with that Radiance shortly here, so who's just farming away at the bottom lane. Not saying they can't do anything about that, because obviously he's a tough kill. Hell, all these cores on the Radiant side are very tough kills, let's be honest.
No, bottom lane solo. He looks for it. He could, I think, one more attack.
Yeah, we'll never know. He runs away now.
And Roger just died. He TP'd in, by the way, in the shrine, so he's died 3 times.
Now this would be a big kill. Morphling, he takes over Terrorblade. He's running now, and he's looking to go back in. Yeah, there's that counterplay coming in. He spawns it again. I do like what they're doing. I do like what they're doing right there, though. They're putting the Terrorblade against the Morphling, right? A Reflection is such a good skill versus the Morphling. He's at, what, 400 HP with all that agility? You pop that Reflection, it does a ton of damage, and I like how they've rotated him up there. Ramsey's just so comfortable on this hero, though, you can tell. He's just outplaying them right now, and in fact, Viper's going to rotate in. No one going to go for the kill on Duster. Duster, one of those cases, just going to delay the inevitable, but he 100% is dead right here. No one, godlike streak at this point in the game. He is 9-0-2. That's pretty good at 14-45.
Out-farming the Morphling, too, as a Viper, where he didn't even skill his Corrosive for a long time. That's insane.
Yeah. So you have him. Obviously, Morphling's doing great. All 3 cores on this Radiant side are doing great. It keeps going back to HFN. Right now, King RD's on the run. Roger does collapse on top, and the finger is used, and they secure that kill right there again on Naga Siren. So, in that 5,000 net worth lead. Terrorblade, I mean, can they really play around this Terrorblade right now, like pushing with that Metamorphosis more, you think, or are they doing all they can right now?
It feels like they're doing enough, and that's the thing. Once Lifestealer gets that Radiance, it's so good versus Terrorblade. Like, you just go into a fight, his illusions just, they lose a ton of their damage because of that mischance. They're going to go for Pasha, but he's actually going to go on them.
That's a tough kill. He pops a Rage. Now, he's still taking some good damage right now as it's wearing off. Plenty of physical, but it's not enough in the end, and now they're turning onto the Beastmaster. They already killed Visage. The break coming out. The Familiars are still around, but they can't do a damn thing to save his teammate, so it ends up being a turn exactly. The supports were nearby. It seems like that's always the case for Virtus.pro. Again, one of the reasons why they're such a good team, and Ramsey's going to push in the top lane meanwhile.
They can just do this, right? They can just 4v5 against Pain while Morphling farms, because they're that farm. They can just keep taking these fights, and man, trying to go on Pasha, everyone's talked about, you just get someone who can survive, and he's surviving. The best way to make gold, don't die, don't lose gold.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Looking over some items once again, Lincoln Sphere is actually going to be finished here shortly on Ramsey. So again, information there as far as what he's going for. 1,100 gold on Slaughter. Again, his Blink Dagger has been delayed, understandably, quite a bit with those 5 deaths on him. But looking for a setup at the top lane. Meanwhile, middle lane, Lion going to be collapsed on. That's a great heal bomb there with that Naga Siren. So obviously good synergy coming out. Those 2 heroes, but you know, the Riptide minus armor on top of that, so it actually is really strong. We saw the burst there.
The problem is they need to get a better kill out of that, right? Like, getting the Morphling, that's just going to be such a hard kill, as well as the Viper. Those are just 2 kills you can't really get, and they're the only 2 that really mean anything to VP.
So you're talking about getting better kills out of it. I mean, again, is the playstyle right now for Pain should they be doing something different, really? Obviously, they're under-farmed, I get that, but, you know, smoking up as 4 around the Terrorblade, perhaps. I mean, they got a Beastmaster initiation. Visage deals some decent damage. Do they need to be doing more of that, or are they doing all they can once again, I ask?
It feels like they're doing, like, look at this. Weeaw's going for a solo kill, almost gets it, but now Ramses takes over, Grave chills him, and just any time someone could rotate, right? That's the best part of Line and Slaughter. You're always going to have stun, you're always going to have a Hex keeping in. Look for him.
Taking over the Visage, not a hero you'd expect necessarily. And actually trying to run the Primal Roar coming out. He's going strength though. Even Dazzle with that heal bomb, holding his ground. Ramses, oh man, going down here, wait from away. Who was I to doubt Ramses? Oh yeah, the Wild Actors actually do cut him down. That's 465 golds going the way of Tavo. So, well, there you go. That's a way to get a kill. You know, overextension slightly from Ramses, and Pain Gaming capitalizes.
Yep, nice TPs in there. They finally get a nice row. We've only seen one before, and it didn't even go for a kill. This one will, and they just got to make space for HFN. That's all it is. It feels like they're going back to their old playstyle. Like, you have Weehaw now who might be able to do something, but he lost middle so hard. It's HFN versus the world, it feels like.
So I noticed Beastmaster, by the way, it's been a comeback for Pain. He is going the Necronomicon. He went the Medallion first, going the Necro, but I ask you, would something like a Blink Dagger make sense right now? More for that initiation tool that maybe they do need instead?
I think it might be decent, but they might just know how far down they are, and they might want to play on their back foot. Like, right, that kill on the Morphling was because the Morphling overextended. Yeah. So they might just want to play more defensive now instead of trying to go for these risky kills they've been going for.
That's fair. And
this is another risky play.
This is, you got to be taking these risks, though, to be fair. If you're Pain Gaming down 6,000 net worth early on, Sunder is ready. There's the Naga Sleep. Doesn't catch everyone. Slaughter's running away. I don't think he has a blink just yet, though. R&D, where's the setup? They're going for the kill. Burst down on the Lion, actually, of all targets. They don't even kill him. Lincoln's going up. Roger up the side. May get picked up, but Ramses in trouble. Can he get the Sunder off in time? It doesn't look like it. The Grossa pays, and the burst down from Ramses finishes the job. And obviously, with Terrorblade dead, Pain Gaming's running away, trying their best. At least, obviously, it's difficult to do against a Viper. Down goes the Beastmaster, and now Visage also trying to run with that Grave Chill. Getting that burst of speed. Duster, though, different story. Doesn't have that burst of speed. He pops a Shallow Grave. And we'll delay that inevitable death on him. Back over to the Visage, maybe? No, we see over here, Nakasai going to at least go for the turn kill on a Solo. And Solo may go down to the urn if anything. Yes, he will. But you see Visage actually able to make it away, it looks like, himself. So at least he survives, but Virtus.pro, you know, they win that fight big time.
Yep. And I love the Morphling when he steals Illusion. It's actually super bugged. It doesn't show him attacking. Man, it's still HFN died, and that's the biggest thing. If somehow they bursted solo down, but they were playing super passive, right? It looked like they wanted to go on solo, and then they're like, well, let's kill him and get out, but they forgot to kill him.
It looks like he actually did get the Sunder off. I didn't necessarily notice that at the beginning of the fight, but it was a case where that's why, you know, he went into that lower life, so the idea that he's going to Sunder someone who burst him down, but obviously it didn't matter. Again, a couple of different parts of that fight taking place, so the idea was there, but unfortunately doesn't execute it the best, and now we have an Aegis picked up on Ramses. Now, if you're Virtus.pro on this side, you have a Radiance picked up. Obviously, Morphling's got his first big item. You got this Aegis. Do you just look to push more now, or is this going to be a farming Aegis, you think?
I think eventually they'll go for it. Solo might drop here, but no. Defensively, here comes the Viper. They might bring out Solo, but this is it again. They spend so much time killing him, and, well, they have everyone here, though.
Actually, wow. Going for Viper, too. He Hurricane Pikes away. It's not going to matter, though. So all of a sudden, he's done now as well. Now, Ramses. Oh, the Sunder from HMN on his teammate, King RD right there. The Shallow Grave coming out, but there's going to be too much lockdown. The heal bomb just not going to be enough. And again, eventually, when the Shallow Grave is off, he falls to the burn, if anything. Meanwhile, off to the side on the left here, Weehaw trying to run. Live Julia just sitting on top of him, though, finishes the job there. And Roger wants more out of this damage. He's going to be ensnared. Hits the crush, though, on Beastmaster. Duster throwing out the heal. Here comes the Hellburst Smasher, but can't get in range for that slow. So, I mean, they kill Viper. That's obviously a big kill again for Pain Gaming, but losing Terrorblade and Visage in the process, not the trade you're looking for necessarily.
Yeah, they keep trading away the wrong heroes here. They're getting better kills as they go on, but they're getting worse deaths as they go on as well. And now you see Pasha with the medallion, the armor that Lifestealer needs so badly. Now he's pretty good. This is Pasha. This is when he doesn't even get more amps. He just starts running, maybe gets a solar crest, and guess what? Ramsey's going to have all the space in the world.
Well,
now.
Yeah, and he has a Corrosive Haze debuff obviously coming up from Slaughter, and I'm guessing Slaughter may have the blink now. It's going to be close, if anything. But one of the best vehicles for him, I think it's safe to say. Ramses, by the way, again, is that a Spirit Vessel? That's great against a shift, but it's not going to matter in the end. As he will survive, walking it off. Lion, he may be the bait, if anything. He throws out the finger right there, and a Duster go for the turn kill the way for him. They want that kill. Naga sleep, though. The Shallow Grave also on himself. You got HFN setting up with that Terrorblade. And the Metamorphosis, no one in the back lines. They're going for the kill. The Crush does come out as the Sleep does. And the pushback with the Adaptive Strike actually locks on HFN. They get the kill on Roger, but now HFN dying away. As the center could use it at the last second, actually. On a Viper right there. Go for the turn kill. No one. They look at the turn kill. HFN still alive. The Crossbow base is on him, though. Ramses will finish the job with that waveform forward, but they lose a life stealer on top of that. If they get this kill as well, this is going to be huge for Pain Gaming, considering they lost their Terrorblade. There's the Aegis use. Can they kill him a second time is the big question.
I think so. He's burst
stuns. There you go, the lockdown. Oh, he gets away from off. He somehow manages to do so. Damn, is he tanky? 3,100 life, but it just doesn't matter. Hat trick coming out for Weeha, and that is exactly what Pain needs to get right back into this game, apparently.
Yeah, and they're going to get a tier 2 as well, it looks like. Man, Kyle called it exactly right. He said if they somehow get out of the laning phase with farm on a couple of their heroes, they're just going to take it over. And that was one fight right out of the laning phase, and guess what? They just got a 5-man wipe plus a tier 2 tower, and oh my goodness.
How did that fight go so well? I mean, the Naga sleep reset is obviously big, but the Sunder, I guess, you know, using the Sunder on a Viper caught him maybe off guard, or he just died right after that, so no doubt that was a big part of it. Was it really just that Sunder play in the end, you think?
Yeah, it felt like a cocky play by VP, right? I mean, that's a lot of their plays. He does deny middle tower, but still, that's a 1K. This was an 8K game, Breaky, 2 minutes ago. Now it's a 1K game, and you're against the Terrorblade.
Exactly.
I'm far more scared of a Terrorblade than a Morphling.
Well, it's also the supporting cast around him, too. It's a great supporting cast. You know, Dazzles, especially with that Shallow Grave and the Weave buff / debuff, is going to be useful. Speaking of that, coming to play right here for the console, but Roger with the response, throwing out that Blink Dagger use. Pasha, now he's looking to chase. Open wounds are up on a Weave. Duster, he's just going to run. No Shallow Grave coming. And they will find the pick on a Visage. Also going to get the Familiars, it looks like, at least trying. They will have to pick those off as well, but obviously a key kill on Weeoff.
Smart play by Duster not go. I mean, if he grades him, they're just both dead. Like, there's no way, so he just runs away. Heads up playing. They get a return kill finally on Weeha there, but top lane getting split pushed in. This is the thing, King RD is definitely one of the greediest forwards, and I don't mean that like in a flaming way, but if you see him, I mean, what other Undying used to get 6 slotted? King RD is one of those guys. He will get farm, and he will make an impact on the game.
Ramses almost has that Ethereal Blade, so that big burst going to be coming. You see Necronomicon level 2 picked up by Beastmaster, meanwhile. On the other side, I know Visage was also working on an Ag, so that third familiar. By the way, top lane, though, there's that life stealer bomb coming out. They find King RD as well as HFN. They're going for King RD for now. HFN pops a Metamorphosis, though. Roger's outlay is going to fall to this, and Pasha backing up, has no one TPing in. There is still that Sunder, though, and no one's like, you know what, this is a bad idea. He stops his TP. They're going to keep going bottom.
It bought him a little bit more time. HFN gets the tier 2, but it's a tier 2 for tier 2 trade because he baited out a little more time. But this is like a 20-second Metamorphosis. They're going to do a decent chunk to this base.
Yeah, how about this build, by the way, in HFN? Just going the SNY Drum, just early combat. He actually even has a full Manta style queued up right now, so I'm curious.
This is This is TB. This is the perfect TB.
Yeah.
You win, you get 1 kill, you take part of their base. That's crazy.
There's the steal from Ramses, pops his own reflection right there. Going for the big burst, almost the kill. The Shallow Grave comes out, and he's like, please, get in range so I can Sunder you. Asleep, but it might be too dangerous for Pain. Yeah, you take what you got, get the hell out of there.
So that's a melee round. This team was down 8K no more than 5 minutes ago. The Courier's gonna die, so is King RD, but you just took a melee Rax.
Yeah. Oh, definitely great for Pain Gaming. There you go. As you mentioned, they lose Naga Siren. Actually, a little bit of decent goal going the way of Ramses there for that, but Pain Gaming cutting the gap to almost having the net worth lead themselves, apparently, especially with that Terrorblade. Yeah, Duster. He's out. Both the Spike and the Crush miss.
Getting dusty on him. Man, this is what a turnaround by Pain. Just make it a laning phase, get a kill, take a melee Rax. You know what? They could just do that again, right? And especially, I think next Rosh is going to be the big one. If somehow Pain takes a fight before that Roshan is allowed to get Rosh, I don't think you can kill Terrorblade or Visage twice, depending on who you give it to.
Give credit to Pain Gaming, no doubt, but I do got to ask, Grant. I mean, you look at these last couple of fights that have gone the way of Pain and how successful they've been for them. The biggest keys for me is that they've started where Virtus.pro has been caught off guard, you know, not numbered correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the bottom lane, you know, that was the case. Late TPs came in, top lane right there, the same case. Do you think Virtus.pro, are they misplaying it in a sense? Do they need to be grouping up more and pushing objectives, perhaps?
Oh yeah, not even in a sense. They're just kind of misplaying around the map. Like, Ramses is farming, they're trying to take a tier 2, but I mean, usually Morphling can outpush most teams even by himself, right, with how much damage he does, but not against a Terrorblade or a Visage. Like, you have 2 of the best pushers in the game, and Ramses not getting what he wants to get, which is a free lane while his team wins fights. They're just not getting that at all.
Yeah.
A on disc dazzle. Love it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for it. Yeah, wow.
I mean, it's a grave on yourself, right? So you're always going to be like, pretty much you have 3 graves at this point, right? The Aeon Disc, then you pretty much grave your TB. Your TB is always going to get Sunder off now, which is amazing. You're just enabling your Terrorblade at this point. Lotus Orb on King RD's coming up next too. He almost has it. He does have it. Wow.
You also mentioned the Spirit Vessel, which he's had for a while now, Naga Siren, how great of an item that is against the Morphling especially. So yeah, but in general, hell, against Lifestealer too, to an extent, I mean, it's potentially, it is a really strong item, so the fact that King RD chose to even rush it. Okay, also the Manta Style, I know you were talking about that earlier, so why do you like the Manta Style so much on Terrorblade?
It gets you out of open wounds, gets you out a lot of skills here. You can dodge multiple skills as well, and just, I mean, the damage, right? When you're Metamorphosis up and you just get 2 of those illusions, it's pretty much just for pushing and breaking out of those. I think open wounds is a big one. Roger's going to look for something, but Pain Gaming has done a good job of, like, their roaming is 5, but they're not falling behind. A lot of the times if you roam as 5, you're just going to start falling behind because Ramses is farming a lane. You're probably going to have your Viper farming a lane with this Hell of the Dominator creep, but they've done no such thing so far. God, that illusion, the illusion bug is messing with me. Like the Angel of Death, the Water Angel of Death.
It throws me off too, especially when I see that Terrorblade all of a sudden just form out of nowhere. Well, that's right. That's how Morphling works now. That Axe almost finished on Visage.
With that pipe as well. I mean, they just have all utility, right? This is just the HFN show, and he's shown he can win games.
That 3rd Familiar, though, you think that's the right call for Visage?
I think so. I think it's more than just the 3rd. It's the 3rd stun more than anything. I mean, it's a lot of damage with your Solar Crest, but having an extra stun is always going to be amazing.
There's a level 3 Necronomicon finished by Beastmaster as well. And more coming out for Pain, and talking about the possible Roshan attempt, obviously he is up right now, would be Aegis and the Cheese.
I don't think either team can really take it straight up, but I think even if you kill Lion or say VP kills Dazzle, I think you're fine taking it, but a straight up 5-on-5, neither team wants to get caught in that, I don't think.
Terrorblade pops Metamorphosis, just going at it with the tower. VP, they have the Slaughter Lifestealer bomb in the background.
Ooh, they saw the smoke, because his creep got smoked in vision, I'm pretty sure. It's still on.
We heard some pings coming out, so maybe. Anyways, here we go. Beastmaster going to jump in first, but the counter initiation on a Beastmaster. They lock down Piper, though. A lot of damage coming in from HFN. He's dropping fast, though. Will he go for the Sunder? No, not just yet. Lincoln's yes. So finally, the Sunder comes out on the Lifestealer, it looks like. And Pasha just trying to simply walk away. I think the Urn's going to burn him down, though. A.k.a. the Spirit Vessel will finish the job. Slaughter also running the other direction. They root up the Viper right there. He goes for the turn kill on anybody he can, but no one will fall. HFN is a god among men right now, but now he needs to run and get more support from Duster. The waveform for it. Ramses wants the kill. He says, you ain't going nowhere. Pops him down with that Ethereal Blade. Now he's looking to run himself. Ramses with that strength shift pops himself in the Terrorblade form. And the Familiar is not nearly enough damage to finish the job. No one sitting on top of Visage, turning his attention now to others as the sleep does come out for King RD. Will this be a reset for Pain, or will they TP out? Looks like the TP is the play.
So that's a 4-for-1. The 1 kill was on Terrorblade, which is good, but that's 2 buybacks. No one as well as Solo both buying back there. No Metamorphosis. I think when Lifestealer comes alive, maybe you force a Roshan now 5-on, but maybe this is the chance, because look at Ramses' net worth. He still is by far the most farmed, and he's very scary to go against, but I mean, you lose your Viper one more time here when he doesn't have buyback. This could just be a game against Terrorblade.
Yeah, you're right, though. Viper and Lifestealer's farm compared now, especially Weehawk, how he's really stepped up.
This is a smart play, though. I think you have to. Now that Metamorphosis has gone right, like, Terrorblade's not even a hero right now without meta.
No sleep, no meta. They do still have Primal Roar, something popping the Lincoln Sphere there initially, but they're just kind of going back and forth using the illusions against one another. Familiar trying to find an angle. Lions low to the backlines, but Roger goes in first. Jumping for the kill in HFN. The Lotus Orb coming out. The Ramses cannot finish the job as the Shallow Grave is also used. He's good for now. He does not have that Sunder, though. He's limping away. Pasha taking over the big creep and finishes the job. On to the Terrorblade. Meanwhile, over here, Chase is on a Lion, but that's a Lion for the Terrorblade. They did lose Viper, obviously, as a response as well, but no doubt Virtus.pro is happy about this so far. King RD, it looks like it could just get better. The Lotus Orb not going to save him in the end. Weehawk standing his ground. He is tanky himself. Can he do enough damage in return, though? Using the Familiar stuns, brings it back up. He has stun locked and a Lifestealer is real. Well played by Weehawk, and Ramses goes down. What big plays for both Tavo and Weehawk, and they cannot kill the Sunder, but the lockdown, that was insane right there.
That's just, it looks so good for Virtus.pro, right? And there's the buyback now from Ramses. That's 3 buybacks already used. They're going to try to defend it, which they can. I mean, they cannot kill a Morphling again, just fully with these heroes. They have to be so careful. I do like that buyback. I think some of the other ones were a little suspect, but this one to defend Roche is very important, because if somehow HFN gets that A, guess you might just lose the game. And
look at that big creep wave, though.
The double siege.
Well, he has to go. He tried to defend the range racks there. He ends up getting back there a little bit late, but they see that. They're going to finish Roshan. So much for that in the end. You know, he buys back and obviously doesn't even delay the Roshan or stop it in the end. And they still get the cheese and the Aegis. So now you have a Viper, a Morphling, both without buyback for a good 5 minutes or so. Pain Gaming with the Aegis especially. I mean, this is a hell of an opening right now.
Yeah, it is. Still some nerves, though. You saw HFN could have just sundered his Dazzle there at the, without dying, but he was so focused on trying to get it onto, like, an enemy hero, and he just ended up dying to the Lifestealer popping out. I felt like HFN, you know, just calm the nerves down. And they've taken games from big teams. We heard Paul talk about they've only won, what, 1 game in the last 19 in DPC, but...
yeah.
I mean, before that, we've seen they've taken, before the DPC came around, they're known to make some upsets here.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But still, 1 game of best of 3, and it's not even over yet. It's just very scary.
It is terrible. Exactly. You keep going back to that line, but for good reason. Even with this nerf, I mean, we're seeing Terrorblade is still a dangerous hero, and I also like the idea of the Dazzle you're talking about too. You know, that's kind of it almost is like that Dazzle Huskar in a sense of the synergy, where you know he's there to just make sure he really does stay alive and allows Terrorblade to make that turn play that he can definitely make. BKB picked up a Beastmaster, meanwhile.
The rare one.
See there.
A lot different, so still no initiation on him, but he's just been running people down, right? With his aura, the biggest thing is they just have a creep army. Helm of the Dominator plus the 3 birds with that aura is insane. They're just running people down.
Ramses, he's using that Manta of his to do a bit of split pushing now. It looks like there. Meanwhile, Roger can't blink. Spirit Vessel, at least, as you mentioned, he can't blink because of that, but he's still pretty fast, so... they're unable to chase him down, and he will walk it off. You see Dazzle with that Aeon Disc we were talking about earlier. Fantastic item for him. Of course, we has had the Axe finish for a while. Is that real? Morphling is potentially okay. He had a second Ethereal Blade queued up right there, but he changes it to a Butterfly for now.
Which is, I mean, it's better for pushing, right-clicking, and you still get the agility for your F-Blade burst. I was going to say, there's no way he goes for that, unless they're so far ahead. Which they are definitely not.
No, they are behind, Grant. Yep. They're down 6,000 net worth, actually, at this point. So definitely you want to be doing what you can to make sure that goes the other way if you're Virtus.pro here. But you know, I go back to, it seems like also Pain Gaming just has map control right now. I believe I saw the gem purchased by Naga Siren, so the vision game for Virtus.pro is pretty lacking. In fact, from what I can tell on the minimap, they only have the 1 very defensive ward on their side.
And that's the Beastmaster, right? So you have the gem plus Hawk, one of the best map control. And there's a BK. Okay, Morphling goes BKB. I like that even more. Now, you know, the only thing that can really stop you is, well, they have still quite a bit, Visage as well as Beastmaster, but they're just pushing in. What are you going to do?
Ramses, once again, Reflection popped by himself as he took over the Terrorblade. Those illusions definitely doing plenty. And
God, Wii is so tanky, almost level 25
really
as well. That is the Visage, and you see, they pop pipe, they're ready to go in.
They're going in for sure, they're locking out Ramsey, this could be big, that would be a dieback, remember, he pops a BKB though, now he's looking for the turn. Meanwhile, Primal Roar in the midst of it, on the life dealer, it looks like Ramsey's in the back line, they're going for the kill, Terrorblade, he still has the Sunder, he tried to find the target, Sunder the last second, but he didn't get any life. I don't even know who he's Sunder, but he barely stayed alive. The Shallow Cranes keep him alive a little bit longer, but with the break effect up, he goes down. The Aegis score is going to bring up Weehaw, meanwhile, out comes Asleep now. And are they going to fight or run? It looks like Pain looking to retreat with no Terrorblade. That's probably the smart move. However, they're not the fastest. Roger's going in. He finds the initial stun. He's in the front line, still going to take that Grave Chill. Pushing backwards. They do get the turn kill, but now Nagasar on the Lotus Orb. He's taking too much damage, most likely. Duster's still nearby. Everyone's nearby. Weeha's still confident about this, that he can make a play, but now VP picks up on that, and they're focusing the attention onto the Visage instead.
Their base, though, slowly getting tickled down.
True. Yeah, back there, Pasha. Manta-style pop that he just picked up. He's running down. He will get the kill on a King RD, and now they catch Visage. Locking him down. Once again, that break effect, no doubt doing plenty. Ramses just pounding in the auto attacks. Out comes the nuke, and they will also finish off Lion in a response. But you mentioned the base. Pasha is going to clean it up now with that Radiant. So more base damage, however, taken by Virtus.pro, despite that success.
And you'll know, I think the biggest thing about that team fight was Pain Gaming wasn't expecting 2 Ghost Scepters, one on Slardar and one on Lion. So they just they tried to go on him in the back, and they both got their Ghost Scepters off, and they couldn't bring him down. You also have the Morphling with Eth Blade there. There's a lot of ways. They just give themselves that Ethereal form, and you can't really do much against them. They don't have the best magic damage.
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, I didn't even notice that until you mentioned that. So that's huge for Virtus.pro as far as catching them off guard themselves. And we also saw Terrorblade HFN. Again, the Sunder, when he used it, it basically gave him no life in the end.
Yeah.
So
I didn't see it. My bad. I didn't see who he did that on either, but it wasn't effective, that's for sure.
That we could definitely tell. The 2 waveform charges picked up by Morphling right there at level 25. He has that with the waveform, also does an auto attack. So I always find it curious with the Morphling, is he going to get that? I believe it's a 20 talent, the idea that it can take over an ally. But in this case, he likes a Terrorblade, of course, so.
Yeah. Obviously, he just keeps wanting to take over the Terrorblade, and that's the biggest thing. Always get those illusions and reflection. Like, there's no reason to ever morph anyone but Terrorblade. Except maybe Grave on yourself.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Get Dazzle there.
There you go. It's going to be a tier 2. I don't think they're going to threaten base. They know Weeaw's alive in 10 seconds, and this, well, looks like we're going to another Roshan more than likely when it's back up.
Yeah, 3rd Roshan, only 38 minutes into this game. I mean, I don't know about you. You've been casting a fair amount of Dota in these last couple of patches. I've noticed a trend that it feels like the games have been a little bit longer. I don't have the stats to necessarily back that up, but I've had multiple hour-plus games. Not to say this one up necessarily, but it feels like that's been the case.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is because teams want to play, like, you never know, against a Morphling or a Terrorblade, if you play aggressively and lose, both those heroes can just take your base instantly. So you don't want to be the team who, hey, we were up 8K, oh, well, we just lost 1 team fight, we just lose the game. Yeah. Why not just wait for Roche? Maybe the other team makes a mistake, especially for Virtus.pro. I mean, to themselves, they're like, we are by far the better team. How about we just don't make mistakes and we just make the correct plays? It seems they do that a lot, right? Like, they have some wonky stuff they do because they are a little cocky, and then they're like, wait a minute, what the heck did we just do? We just lost to Rax and all that, and they buckle down, and still, all it takes is 1 fight here. Man, look at that Morphling's net worth, though. Even the Visage higher than HFN.
That's the thing. You do look back at that and see, okay, well, Ramses is continuing to be very, very farm. Buyback situation. Viper and Dazzle, the only 2 heroes. Whoa, with one. They just jump in. They're going to the backlands on a Viper. Actually, speaking of him, he does have a buyback, as we mentioned. And live to the reacting, and that's going to be popped on Duster. There's spikes done on a couple heroes as well. HFM, BKB, as well as that Metamorphosis. Tears down the line, and now he's going for Ramses. No, realizing he can't do the most damage to him. Turns his attention elsewhere, looking for the kill. As the sleep comes out on teammates from Morphling, but Morphling is able to make it out. And maybe going back in themselves, actually. So the reflection pop by Ramses, I believe that was. HFN, he still has a center, remember. He's good on life for now. Ramses actually not so good on life. Ramses is going down right here. He's in a bad spot, hiding in the tree, somehow still alive. Meanwhile, beatdown's happening on a Visage after the buyback from no one. They kill Visage, no buyback for him for 100 seconds. Viper trying to run, great job with those familiars though. Still doing plays. HFN did use the center, by the way. Pasha cut off guard by it, running away. The wild access will cut right through him to finish the job. HFN, not much life to work with now. Looking to fall back perhaps. Dazzle throwing the heal bomb. No one wanted that kill. That's going to be a dieback on him though. If he goes down, it looks like it very likely could be. The Ethereal Blade's not going to save him actually. Buybacks on both Slaughter as well as the Lifestealer from VP. But again, Pain Gaming coming on top of a fight, and look at that, a double damage rune spawns for Terrorblade. This is falls back.
King RD is just putting so much work in these team fights. He's getting Spirit Vessel on just everyone needs to, mostly that Morphling, and we see Morphling, he's getting these reflections off, and usually it feels like it should make like a bigger difference, but I mean, besides the inner beast, they don't gain as much from reflection as say other things, but man, Morphling's still farmed, and yeah, this Roshan, it's going to be gigantic, but the dieback from no one and the buyback as well from Pasha that's big.
And you see Weehaw obviously in a similar situation though, dead for a long time himself, so that's where Pain Gaming, unfortunately maybe not able to capitalize the most after that fight. In fact, Tavo looks like he's going to get picked off right here. Don't tell me he's going to live. Are you kidding me? What a timing from King RD. And he says, see ya. And even the game's like, what just happened? He doesn't know what to think as it glitches out.
There's a reason people know him, man. One of the 3 kings in Dota. God, I can't believe they just saved him like that. Just runs in, helps sleep. All right, see you later. Just gets out of there.
Thought for sure he's dead. I mean, literally looked like he had no life on the health bar, but somehow he was actually still alive. No shallow grave even.
Actually, like, I know Vlad's getting picked up by the Dazzle. Not an item we've been seeing a lot of, but hey, what can Dazzle do? Dazzle's there for Grave, and hey, here you go. Here's some armor and some damage. That's what I do.
There's an aura. You know, maybe something like a 4-staff, I guess you can argue, is always great, but I don't think he has.
Scary. And now, I mean, it didn't get nerfed that hard, but 100 mana cost, and it's not like Dazzle has that many mana items, right? So that is a pretty expensive 4-staff.
That's fair. I noticed an item on Morphling, going back to him real quickly. Ramses, again, he's been very far, but he actually went the eye of Scotty. He still hasn't gone that butterfly that we were mentioning earlier, but Grant, we might have a fight coming out here solo. Or Spike, just on the creep right there, really, again. Ramses in the front lines, Primer Warren backlines on a Slaughter, actually go over the lines to the pop, pops that BKB. Slaughter's going to be picked up, 8 defending and sitting his ground with his own BKB. The god that he is, they're locking out Viper, no one can't do a damn thing against those familiars down. He goes down, Ramses again on the run, and GG's called by Virtus.pro. Pain Gaming takes game number 1 over Virtus.pro. Hell of an early comp by them in the Terror Blade.
I was wrong. I thought it was going to be the HFN show, but it was his supporting cast, like you just said. Tavo getting in there. Tavo getting in there and getting the initial pickoff right there, and then you just see, I mean, Duster, he played amazingly all game. I want to say, besides that one Grave middle, like, when you only have one bad Grave,